Hold on. We're getting there. We are getting there. Where are we? Alright, hold on. I'm getting there. Radar camera split. Why isn't it showing up? What's going on? Um. Huh. How about... Well, that worked. Alright, I'll figure this out. I'm on a new computer. All right, so I gotta figure this out here. I just don't understand why this is not working. Let's take a look at browser. No, radar. No, that might work. How about that? Is that working? Come on, come on. I think I got something. Well, at least all right. I got something here. All right, gotta figure out why. Gotta figure out why this isn't working. But at least I can get you guys something. So there's me. Jeez. Let's see. Why? Maybe that's it. No. Bear with me, guys. I'm on a new computer. And I'm trying to figure out why it's not showing me. It should be able to show me, and it should be able to show all my graphics. It's what you're looking at here is this is how you stream on the computer. But for some reason, I don't understand why it's not giving me menu bar, desktop. I don't want desktop. Okay. I tell you what. I am just going to take this camera full. So, alright, the way that this is unfortunately going to have to work here is... I guess I'll figure out what's going on, but the way it's going to have to work today is I'm going to have to just show you the graphics. I'll show you the graphics full without my face, but and when I'm talking and when I'm bringing certain things up, I guess we'll stay in this view here. But how's everybody doing? Wow, feels good out here. Feels a lot better out here. Cut it that way. I noticed another thing too is the camera. I don't know what's going on. The camera got all messed up too. So gonna have to give my buddy a call down there in Tennessee and see what's going on here. But feels pretty good out here. Definitely lower humidity levels. Definitely. I mean, compared to yesterday, it feels really, really nice. I was tempted to actually open up the windows for a little bit and open up the sliding glass door, but instead, what I'm just gonna do is I'm gonna leave it closed. That's all right. That's how I'm going to leave it when I'm doing the graphics. I wanted to show you the currents here. Not bad. Not bad. I mean, we got look at the areas north and west. Wow. I mean, we're at 58 right now in Quakertown and 59 in Allentown. Not too bad. Trenton's at 59. These are dew points again. 59 in Doylestown. Yesterday we were in the mid to upper 70s. I mean, it was just awful, right? And that's unfortunately where we're going to be. Honestly, the rest of the week, about 61, 62, that's your dew point in South Jersey, most of South Jersey. So even deep into the southern part of our viewing area, deep into Cumberland County, deep into Atlantic County, Gloucester, Camden, Salem counties, we've got low 60-degree dew points right now. I mean, that's really, really nice stuff. Jersey Shore, you got a break there too, just 67 in Cape May and 66 in LBI, Atlantic City, about 65. So, we even have a little bit of a breakdown there. It's not as nice, dew point wise down there as it is inland. But look, again, that is not bad at all. All right, here's a look at the the boundary to our south. Now, this is what's going to, I guess, get the ball rolling, so to speak, here. Okay, we're going to end up seeing this boundary down here to our south. It's going to lift back to the north, unfortunately. Remember, we were talking about this yesterday. There's an upper level low, and that low is going to be pushing to the east. And remember, the flow around this low, it's counterclockwise. So if the low is to our east over the open waters there of the Atlantic, we would drive this northerly breeze in, and a northerly component to the wind dries everything out. So the humidity would drop, the temperatures would drop. But when a low is to our west, remember, counterclockwise, all right, so now all of a sudden the wind or the flow is out of the south. Well, what's to our south? Miserable dew points across the Carolinas and Florida, and all of that is going to be lifting to the north with this boundary. So watch this as I set it in motion. You can see that. Look at that little curlicue there off the coast. See it pulling away? All right, so that was an area of low pressure that developed along the boundary. And then you can kind of see the line. See the line to the south? This is later today, just south of, let's say, the Virginia Capes, lifting up towards Delmarva. That's the boundary, okay? And that is going to be pushing to the north. Now, tomorrow morning, all right, there's sort of a battle, a tug-of-war going on where the southern part of our viewing area is pretty humid and the northern part is pretty comfortable again. So places like Allentown and Macungie and Emmaus and Reading and Quakertown and Doylestown and Pottstown and Boyertown and the Poconos, those areas tomorrow morning going to wake up to a lot of comfortable conditions again. South of Philadelphia, though, South Jersey, Delaware, the Delaware Bay, you know, especially the mouth of the Delaware Bay, heading south into Delmarva, Salisbury, Ocean City, Maryland, Chesapeake, those areas in the steam bath, okay? But what will happen is, now watch the line. See this lifting to the north? All right, there it goes, right there. And once it lifts through, that's it. That is it. It's muggy the rest of the week, okay? Just a steam bath the rest of the week. And, you know, I had someone comment yesterday, and they were like, it's summer, what do you expect? And my response to them was, yeah, but it doesn't mean I got to like it. Right, so it's going to be muggy out there. And with that comes the threat of showers and thunderstorms. But one thing I'm noticing, okay, and this was also something that we talked about. Let me go back over to this real quick. This was also something that we talked about yesterday, okay? Your phone apps are going to make this look way worse than it's actually going to be. If you go to your phone app, every day from tomorrow on, you're going to see a rain icon or a thunderstorm icon or, you know, maybe a sun with a thunderstorm icon. It's going to look like it's going to rain every single day of the week, right? Well, it may at some point, you know, but it's not going to be a wash at all. As a matter of fact, I could make an argument that Wednesday and Thursday are absolutely gorgeous days. Maybe you get a shower or thunderstorm during the afternoon, like Florida, right? We were talking about that, like Florida. You get the sunshine, you get the heating of the day, and then at some point the atmosphere explodes, and you do get, you know, a pop-up shower or thunderstorm. Maybe it lasts 40 minutes or so, and then that's it. So think about it. There's 24 hours in a day. If it's raining for 40 minutes or an hour, is that a bad day? You know, so the apps are going to make it look a lot worse than it will actually be. And again, tomorrow is going to be a perfect example of this, where there's the threat of a couple of showers and thunderstorms, but most of the day's fine. Here's Thursday. Look. Now watch. You'll see the explosion out here to the west, and some of that will sneak through far western counties later in the day. But most of Thursday is fine. You know, and then Friday there could be something a little more organized. That's as far out as the high-res stuff goes, but let me go over to the global stuff. All right, let's take a look at the European model, and let me show you what's going on here with Friday. So this is a global model, and again, it's going to show you the boundary sweeping through. See it? Boom. There's Wednesday. See it coming north? All right, there it goes right there. All right, just lifting to the north. Now, again, it's not going to be a wash. There will be showers and thunderstorms during the day tomorrow, but it's not going to be a wash. Here's Thursday. Again, maybe a pop-up shower or storm. Here's Friday. Maybe, well, Friday, that was the more organized part, Friday. All right, so Friday looks kind of wet right now. And then Saturday morning, we clear it out. But then another round comes in during the afternoon, spotty. All right, if you got weekend plans, it looks spotty. And then Sunday, there goes Sunday right there. Sunday's actually pretty good-looking day, mostly dry. And then there's Monday of next week, same thing. So, you know, again, This is, it's just a pattern that we're in right now, very Florida-like, where we get these downpours and thunderstorms potentially, every day. But at no point is any one particular day a lights out, washout, head inside all day. You're not going to be able to get anything indoors in. So, I mean, look, there's just going to be some pop-up showers and thunderstorms. More importantly, the humidity is going to be awful. Just awful as we get into Wednesday and beyond. But, I guess it is what it is. I look at it this way. Every day from this point on is a step closer to the Burr months. It's a step closer to September. It's a step closer to October. It's a step closer to November. It's a step closer to December. And then January, February, my favorite time of year, fall and winter. So we're getting there. All right, we're getting there. We're in the dog days now. So July historically is the hottest month of the year everywhere across the lower 48. But August is one of those sneaky months because, it is dubbed the dog days, right? But, August sometimes can be comfortable. Look at last year. Remember last year during the month of August? It was actually not too bad, right? So, I don't know if this is going to be the same way, but, August can be a tricky month. There can be a lot of back and forth. All right, here's a look at the dew points. Now, here's tomorrow morning. Again, Lehigh Valley. All right, mid-60s, not bad. Poconos, upper 50s, low 60s, not bad. South of Philadelphia, low 70s, and then here it comes. Look at the darker, what I always tell people, too, if you're trying to figure out the numbers, because I try to explain this, as frequently as I can. Sometimes I'll forget, but, I'll try to explain this as much as I can here. When you break 70, you're in the tropical air mass. When you break 75, that is just South Florida in the summer awful. Okay, that is West Palm Beach, that is Miami, that is Vero Beach, that is Fort Myers. That is what it's going to feel like, 75 plus. Well, we've got that Wednesday. Look at that. Another way that you can follow this is it's color-coded, okay? So the darker shades of green obviously would represent where it's incredibly humid. The lighter shade of green, we're doing okay. There's no light shade of green here anywhere. So Wednesday's awful. Here's Thursday afternoon. That's awful. Oh my gosh, look at the dew point, 78, 79. And again, that could lead to that pop-up shower storm. Here's Friday. Friday is awful. Here's Saturday. Awful. Here's Sunday. Awful. Here's Monday of next week. A little better. We're still in the low 70s, but that's still extremely humid. Here's Tuesday of next week. All right, so this is a week from today. Low to mid 70s. Again, better than what we'll see Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, but still incredibly humid. Here's Wednesday of next week. Now we're getting a little bit better. See the upper 60s to the north. That's still a very humid day, but it's a lot better. All right. And then here's Thursday of next week, right here. This is where we're starting to see the break. All right, see the mid 60s here? You okay, good buddy? You all right? Do you want some waters? You want some waters? All right. So there's Thursday of next week, getting better. All right, mid 60s. My poor Murphy, he's still dealing with the bronchitis. We got rid of the pneumonia finally, and now the bronchitis has crept in there. We got him treated on a bunch of cough meds and stuff. So hopefully this, and then Friday of next week doesn't look bad at all. So we've got about 8 or 9 days here coming up of just steam bath. And then here's a look at the temperatures over the next several days. Hopefully Murphy continues to turn the corner. It's been a long road for him, but, he's getting there. And he looks better. I came down this morning. I woke up, came down this morning, and there he was, standing right at the base of the stairs, tail wagging. It was one of those looks like, oh, good morning, Dad. Are you going to feed me? Yeah, that's what it kind of looked like. All right, so here's a look at the temperatures. All right, now, this is the NBM, National Blend of Models. This is an ensemble created by the National Weather Service, okay? And they did a great job with this. I have come to find that this is incredibly accurate. Now, not all the time. Sometimes it goes through its tough spots, just like all the forecast models do. But more times than not, this is incredibly accurate, okay? When I was forecasting, it's funny because when I was forecasting down in Florida, this thing was money almost every single day. When I put a forecast together I'll look at 850. Well, you're not even going to know what any of this means, but I'll look at temperatures at different levels of the atmosphere, how far we're mixing, how high into the atmosphere we're looking. I'll look at gridded data. There's a lot that goes into it when I try to put actual temperatures on a forecast. This really simplified things for me. When I was down in Florida, in the West Palm Beach television market, this thing was darn near accurate every single day to the number. We're not talking about this has 90 and it was 91. It was accurate to the degree. So some parts of the country, this thing does incredible. Other parts of the country, maybe it's off by a couple degrees, but I have come to find that this is really, really accurate. That's a look at the NBM. And you can see today, tomorrow, mid-80s, and then we're going to shoot up to about 90 degrees on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. So that's about 6 straight days of temperatures right around 90, okay? Which, again, isn't terrible. I think the normal high for this time of the year is like 87 or something like that. So, you're talking, 3-4 degrees above normal. It's not bad. It's kind of where we should be for this time of the year. But remember, the humidity is going to make every one of those days feel a whole heck of a lot warmer. As a matter of fact, Thursday and Friday, we're likely looking at heat index numbers over 100. You're probably going to get a heat advisory issued at some point during the National Weather Service, at some point during the week from the National Weather Service. And then Saturday and Sunday, 89, 90, same general idea. You're probably looking at heat index numbers in the upper 90s at the very least. And then as we get into next week, Monday and Tuesday, that 91 and 90 is probably going to feel like upper 90s, close to 100 degrees. So, it's going to get hot. It's going to get humid. There's going to be showers and thunderstorms, throughout the day, almost every day. And then it does look like we start to cool down a little bit as we get into next week. Let me show you guys real quick. Where is it? Here it is right here. Let me show you guys. Here is a look at the apparent temperature. All right. So this is Thursday. Okay, this upcoming Thursday. That's right around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. See all that? Where you see that, it's like a pinkish color, right? Pinkish, maroonish color, whatever it is there. Where you see that, that's where we're expecting a heat index over 100. All right, so that's Thursday. Here's Friday afternoon right here. Same thing. It's almost the same exact areas, actually. It's going to be the heavily populated I-95 corridor and areas closest to the water. All right, so if you're near the ocean, you're near the Delaware Bay, obviously dew points are going to be higher there, right? You're near water. So places like Lower Alloways Creek, Bridgeton, Down Township there in Cumberland County, the villas, in Cape May County, Cape May itself, especially West Cape May, Bowers Beach, Slaughter Beach in there in Kent and Sussex counties in Delaware. All of those areas are probably going to end up seeing heat index numbers near 100 just simply because of how incredibly high the dew point's going to be. And then right there on the ocean front from coastal Monmouth County all the way down to coastal Cape May County and the Delaware beaches, same thing. Thursday and Friday, heat index numbers right at 100 degrees. All right. And then Saturday, it's got 99 in Philadelphia. And then same thing, we're taking just a little bit of a step back here. 97, 98, 99. All right. And then Sunday, here's your weekend. All right. Taking a little step back. 97, 98, 99. So Thursday and Friday, your heat index is over 100 in most areas. Not everybody, but most areas. And then Saturday and Sunday, we're in the upper 90s. And speaking of Saturday and Sunday, let's take a quick look at the weekend again and just see what Mother Nature has in store for us. If you got plans this weekend, beach plans or just anything outdoors. There's Friday. All right, Friday looks stormy. Friday might be a day where we're doing wall-to-wall live coverage, with thunderstorms and downpours and the possibility of severe weather. All right, so Saturday morning is damp. All right, there's 8 o'clock in the morning. Now, the rain clears, but it's raining, up until about maybe 3, 4 o'clock in the morning on Friday. So things are still going to be damp out there. But look, Saturday's a nice day. That's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You see that light shade of green? Remember, this is a global model, not high res. So that's the model's way of saying there could be something spotty out there. Okay? But in large part, Saturday's nice. And then Sunday's beautiful. Look, that's Sunday. Same thing. There could be something spotty. Okay? So that's your weekend right now. All right. Let me see. Let me see what we got. We got some questions here. All right, here we go. Got him. All right, good. All right, so what I'm going to do is, again, this is all new. I'm on a new system here. Honestly, what I'm trying to do here is eliminate the glare. Because what happens is, with the sun coming up over my shoulder, it gets really, really, the glare gets really, really intense, and sometimes it's hard to see the numbers. So what I did was I put this live. I was able to do this on the computer. And so therefore you don't see the glare on the graphics, but at the same time, I've got a couple, graphic things that aren't showing up right. I don't know why. I'm gonna have to figure all that out. And I can't see comments on this, so I'm gonna go on my phone here. All right, so Linda said the average temperature this time of the year should be 75. Well, we're getting close to that, right? That is, let's see, the normal high today is 87 or 86, somewhere around there. I think it's 87. So during the course of the month, obviously that number is going to go down, okay? Then as we get into September, we do start to see normal highs in the 70s. I think by the end of the month, okay? I think. I got to double check. But, as we get into September, right, the averages are really going to start falling. Sheila says, good morning. Hello there. Holly says, good morning. Super Chris Sowers, my favorite meteorologist, who I completely trust. Oh, Holly, you're such a nice girl. Thank you so much. She's checking in from Media PA. Media's in the house. Michelle says, hey, good morning from Wilmington, Delaware. We got Wilmington in the house. Who else do we got here? Lori, did you return that tent that was not working? So, right, the glare tent. So it ended up becoming a toy for Paige. So now what she has is, Paige has all her, she's got a ton of dolls. She calls them stuffies, stuffed animals, stuffies. So, and now she uses that little tent thing. Remember I put the tent thing and it just didn't work? Well, now she uses that as her home for her stuffies. So I guess in the end it did, find a purpose. Let's see. Angie says, Chris from Cleveland. Nice. How are you, Chris? We got Ann in the house. Dolores says, don't see any glare. See? And that's the point. That's the point of me doing this. So what I'll do here, I got to get in touch with Drew. He's feeling better, and he'll be able to fix all of this. For whatever reason, I can't understand why I couldn't get we've got certain, for example, here. That's full radar. That's what I was using to show you guys. Now, again, everything looks like it got shifted. So you see the town names on the right. You shouldn't be able to see that. Okay, you should just be able to see the whole map. But for whatever reason, that happened. And then this view here, you should see me in the lower right, and that's not there. And then this one here, you should see me. See, that's right. But I can't get the graphic to be right there in the middle of the page, so I don't understand. And then so what I've been using is this one and this one. So I'll get all this fixed today, and we'll do this again tomorrow. No glare, everything will be okay. Ray Baker Holiday Hoglin. Is that a name? Okay, she says, Chris loves the cold weather. He will be, oh gosh, you kidding me? During snowstorms and blizzards? After spending 2 years in Florida and not even having a winter? Yes, I will be doing dungeons and live segments out here. I guarantee you, you will see me in the cold and the snow, bundled up out here. Obviously, I'll have clothes and, coats and everything on, and you'll probably have like a little protective tent for my computer and everything. You'll see me out here live. I promise you, you will see me out here live in the snow doing this. Or if it's like 20 degrees or whatever, you're going to see me live out here. Absolutely. I mean, look, if I can be out here live during a 110-degree heat index, I can be out here live during a 20-degree wind chill. That's how I see it anyway. Only time will tell if I can really deal with it, though. 59 degrees here in Macungie at 4 a.m. Wow, Connie, that's nice. That's really, really nice. Enjoy it. Tomorrow morning up there actually isn't all that bad, okay? So it's going to feel a little more uncomfortable than what we're seeing right now, but overall tomorrow really isn't all that bad either. And then forget it. Up there in the Lehigh Valley. Tomorrow's terrible, though, in South Jersey. It's really, really humid. Good morning from Hainesport. Donna's in the house. Catherine is in the house. We've got, remember to start looking for your battery-operated snow shovel. Brenda, it's on the to-do list. Yep, and I got to get a snow plow. All right, I got to get a plow for my tractor mower, and I've got to get that battery-operated snow shovel because I'm not going to use that battery-operated snow shovel for my driveway. I'm gonna use the plow. I've always wanted to plow snow. I've got a buddy, Chuck Starr, I used to play baseball with. Star Contracting, he owns that company here in South Jersey. they've pretty much cornered the septic market. That's what they specialize in. So if you need a new septic system, look up Star Contracting here in South Jersey. But anyway, he also does plowing. They also plow for companies like Wawa. And I told him, I said, we get into a big snowstorm, especially if one comes in at night, I want to be one of the guys driving the truck, operating the snowplow. And he said, yes, you can do it. So I'm going to do it. I'm seriously going to do it. And you know I'm going to go live, right? I'll have the Facebook live phone right here as I'm driving, and maybe I'll turn it around so you guys can see what I'm plowing. I'm absolutely going to do it. Good Tuesday morning, Terry. How are you? Good morning, Chris from South Jersey. I enjoy watching you. You give so much information. So glad you are back in New Jersey. Ruth, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. So happy to be back. My daughter only has 350 stuffies. You know, one of these days, I don't know if I can, I'm going to try and do this. The problem is when we go, we've got this is funny, right? This is the first house that I've ever owned that has a finished basement. I've never had a finished basement. You remember my Williamstown house? That's how this whole thing started, the dungeon, because I was doing these live in the basement, and my basement in my Williamstown house looked like a dungeon. You remember that? So, and then, you know, I was living with Lori in her townhouse, and we didn't even have a basement. So this is the first house that I've ever owned that has a finished basement. And so there's a room that we kind of designated as the playroom for Paige. There were 6 million stuffies in there. I want to, hopefully one day I can go down. The problem is if I'm live on this and I go down into the basement, I lose the signal a lot of times. So if I go down there, the whole signal might just crap out and I might lose everything. But maybe I try that tomorrow. Maybe I can try to get down there and show you guys all the stuffies. It's a sight to see, let me tell you. Karen says, hi, Chris from Westchester. How are you? Paige is a lucky girl. Oh, thanks, Lori. We are just lucky and blessed. My gosh, she's just wonderful. Hello from Newark, Delaware. Janine is in the house. Diane from Newtown Square in the house. How are you? Let's see. We got some more. This is nice. Keep them coming. Let me give the shout-outs here. The Stuffy's room. She has 2. She owns me. What can I say? That's what Edward says. Hey, you know what? Enjoy these times, right? Because it's only going to be like this once. And then they're going to get... This is what everyone's telling me. Enjoy, and I do. I enjoy every minute of this. Because they grow up fast. That's what everyone's telling me. And 10 years from now, you're going to wish to God you had this time back. And so... And I don't like using the Lord's name in vain like that. I apologize. But you know what I mean. You're going to wish you had this time back. And so I try to savor every single moment here. Good morning, everyone. Have a great day. That's Joan. Joan's wishing everyone a good day. So everybody say hi to Joan. Dawn says good morning. Summer says good morning. And Susie says hello from Red Lion, PA. What county is that, my friend? Snow. Chris is a kid in a candy store. That's what Val says. Jody says, saying hello from Bucks County. I want to enjoy the rest of August by the pool. Oh, well, don't worry. This is going to be it. You will definitely enjoy the rest of the summer by the pool. All right, I got to do my whole sponsor thing. So I've got a couple of sponsors here that I want to show you. One is Cadence Media Group. They're based right here. Well, I don't live in Pittman, but they're based in Pittman, not too far away from me. And they're going to do all my production work. So you're going to start seeing me do a lot of videos here, like for my sponsors, okay? And I'm going to start posting them. We did 3 of them Saturday, okay? And so they're in production right now, and I'm going to start posting them. They do a lot of incredible work on social media, too. So if you're looking to get something like that done, give them a call. Again, that's Cadia Media Group in Pittman. And then... here's my buddy. This is my buddy at Realistic Exterior. He does all the roofs out there in Pennsylvania.
Realistic Exterior, 610-543-1100.
Hopefully you guys can hear. Watch this guy. Watch this guy's personality.
Look at this. Look at this beautiful house. Is this amazing or what, huh? Customer went with Certainty Landmark Pro shingles, Certainty Main Street siding.
You know what I just realized? Did I put the camera up there? Hold on. Did I put the camera? I didn't. Hold on. All right, I want you guys to see this guy's personality. He's hysterical. Ready?
610-543-1100, realisticexterior.com. Look at this. Look at this beautiful house. Is this amazing or what, huh?
I hope you guys can hear
Certainty
this guy.
Landmark Pro shingles, Certainty Main Street siding. We also did the shutters, the fascia, the soffit, the gutters. These are my gutter crew right now finishing up the job. Came out phenomenal, like they always do, you know? Check out my 5-star Google reviews. Thanks to my friends over at ABC Supply in Pottstown. Those guys are amazing. It's just, I can't just, you know? You want quality materials? You call me. You want quality craftsmanship? Guess you're gonna call me. You want realistic pricing, like realistic down-to-earth stuff, not that crazy? You call me. I'm the one that's the guy. I'm the guy to go to when it comes to that kind of stuff. If you have a salesman coming to your door from one of these roofing and siding companies, chances are you're gonna pay way too much. One of the estimates came in at, I think, at 160. I'm like, 160,000 to do what? I mean, we're talking exactly the same material too, you know? So just be cautious out there, people, you know? Some contractors are good and some contractors are better and some contractors are, you know what, you know? I'm fortunately one of the better ones, certified all the way. Anyway, 610-543-1100, realisticexterior.com, and check out.
So, that's my buddy Bobby there in southeastern Pennsylvania. They do their roofing jobs. They are in most of southeastern Pennsylvania. They also come over the bridge into Mercer and Burlington counties. So, again, if you're looking to get a roof done, he does great work. Check him out. Also, I can't forget my people over here at my people. It's great English, right? Weichert Realtors, okay, Washington Township. They're the ones, which, by the way, they're the ones. Come on, there we go. They are the ones that actually did our sale here, and it was, like I've mentioned this before, they were by far, it was the most stress-free closing that I've ever been a part of. Because everything, you know, they kind of do everything under, well, they do everything under one roof. The real estate, the mortgage, the title, the insurance. You don't have to go hunting this guy down, hunting that guy down. They're all in the same building. They're all right there. And so when you close, they're all right there, you know, and it's just, everything was so incredibly easy. Again, if you're looking for a home, you know, go onto their website. Let me see what their website is. It is Washington, that little minus sign, the hyphen township.weichert.com, and that's where you'll see all the latest listings. All right, actually, here, let me get this for you so you guys can see this. Oh, wait, you're not going to be able to see it at the top because I hid the toolbar and everything. Okay, but anyway, check them out, too, if you're looking for a home. Washington-Weichert dot. Washington-Township.Weichert.com. Jeez. Well, it's only 8 in the morning. You know, you guys got to give me that, right? It's early. I just woke up. So it's Washington-Township.Weichert.com. Yes. Okay, there it is. All right, guys. All right, that's going to do it for me. It's quiet. It's easy peasy lemon squeezy stuff out here. You guys enjoy your day. Enjoy the comfortable weather. Lay out by the pool. You're going to get a lot of sunshine. This is by far, the best day of the week. And it's not even close. It is not even close. This is it. Best day of the week, so enjoy it. And then starting Wednesday, the muggies return, and it's just downright awful Thursday and Friday with heat index numbers at 100 or maybe a little higher. And then the weekend right now, Saturday and Sunday, there could be a pop-up shower, thunderstorm. You're not canceling plans. Do not cancel any plans. Don't let that app scare you. All right, I know you're going to look on your app and it's going to show Monsoon City. Do not let it scare you. Friday could be active with storms. All right, and Friday night. But Saturday and Sunday, it's a pop-up shower or storm. Doesn't last long if you even get it at all. It's just going to be very warm and humid. Make it a good beach weekend. All right, you guys take care, and I'll see you a little later this afternoon, 7:30 this evening. Take care, everyone.